A very good morning to all of you, and nice to see you all on a Sunday morning. At the outset, I would like to thank the All India Ophthalmology Society and also the Young Ophthalmology Society of India to have given me this opportunity, this platform to connect with you all today. So residency training, the residency program becomes a very crucial part of our professional lives. In fact, it is the first time when we are getting initiated to the nitty-gritties of our subspecialty. And what I have realized is, unfortunately, at that point of time, when we are getting exposed to the maze of residency, we are not truly aware of what exactly we are supposed to do in it or what do we expect out of the residency program. So the entire purpose of this program is to familiarize you with the terrain of the residency program so that we can all achieve the desired outcomes. So let's begin with the very beginning. Now, all of us would be very familiar with the happy memories which we have, all the congratulatory messages they start pouring in once we clear our entrance examination. And it's just all lovely at that point of time. And the moment you join your residency program and you see all those experienced, accomplished surgeons working around you, you feel awesome because you know that in a period of time, maybe after the end of your residency, you might be in their shoes. And soon you start believing that your dreams are shifting into realities. And suddenly you find that the sky is bright, the horizons are absolutely clear, and you love it. It's just a matter of 3 more years. Fast forward 3 more years. Now, this is what I am afraid of. It's a thing which we often come across. People land up at a situation after completing their residency where they were not supposed to be in the first place. There are times when you really don't know how do you land it over there. This is not the train you actually boarded for. The destination is very different to what your ticket was for. And this is concerning. It is almost like swallowing a bitter pill of disillusion. So what I've seen that this kind of a situation, I thought could have been unique to some individual, but no, I think a lot of us do have some issues once we finish our residency. Because what we realize at the end of residency is that the residency just happened to us. We didn't do the residency. And this concern has also been raised a lot by our past researchers, our seniors who have tried to voice their concern, who have tried to put in their efforts to show what are the deficiencies in our residency program and what steps should be taken in order to provide a wholesome experience to the entire residency program in the country. The National Medical Council, erstwhile known as the Indian Medical Council, Medical Council of India, has actually put in a lot of hard work. They have actually brainstormed with our with this revised curriculum for the residency program, and they have actually posted a document like this online. The thing is that not long time ago, I was aware that such a document actually exists, which is kind of a blueprint to the entire residency program. And maybe had I been aware of such a program initially, or the residents were aware of it initially, then things could have been a little better. And so the objective of today's talk is that I'll be taking up clues from these documents, the link to which I have mentioned at the end of my presentation. And I would highlight some of the important aspects of a residency program with the hope that this would help not only the students, but also the teachers in enhancing the experience of residency program. So let's see what are the salient features of our residency program. The first thing which I would like to put across to our residents is residency program is unlike anything we have experienced in the past. It's not like the kind of teaching which we have been exposed to in a school and colleges, which are primarily teacher-oriented. Residency program is a situation where you don't have teachers or you are not students. You have facilitators and you have learners. So both of you are at similar plane and it's a mutual learning experience. The facilitator is going to facilitate your learning process, but that learning process has to be initiated by the learner itself. Unlike the previous exposures which we have, wherein the teacher gives you an absolute truth and you can fly it and you can just blindly follow. That's not how the residency program will actually work. हमारे यहाँ तो लेक्चर्स ही नहीं होते हैं, कोई हमें पढ़ाता ही नहीं है. We keep complaining for those things, but we have to understand that we are in a different environment altogether, and that is not actually expected out of it. It is an adult learning program wherein the objectives are based around the learner. You are the one who would be actually initiating the process, and your teachers, your facilitator would be the one who would be facilitating this. So it's a continuous learning process, and herein you will learn with experiences. So that is the first point which we need to understand about our residency program. It's not like the ones which we have seen in our schools and colleges. The next and another most important point which we need to understand is what is the goal of this residency program. See, nobody prepares somebody to be a Sachin Tendulkar. Okay, you don't expect that you train and you are as good as what Sachin Tendulkar was at 200 matches. But what we definitely aim is what he was at the time of his debut. And similarly, when it comes to a residency program, we don't aim to produce masterful surgeons or clinicians. Definitely not. But what do we aim for? We aim to produce a good specialist who has a sound knowledge of subject and who can provide to the needs of the community while working within the frameworks of his professional ethics. Now, that is what we want. We want a person, a resident trained, to be a blend of a good clinician. He should be a teacher and should also have some teaching experience, some teaching qualities as well. So you see, the residency program is actually kind of a matchstick. It is something which will uh, flame the process of scientific curiosity, the process of continuous learning, and the ability to adopt to the best practices over time when you deal with patients. So that is what we want to impart in a person. We want him to get the foundation strong enough and as robust that he is well exposed to the understanding of the subject, and then he can apply those, build on those foundation, and then maybe build a structure the way he wants. Okay, so if you understand that you are not going to be an accomplished person at the end of residency, that is something which will happen over a period of time. If you have that thing in your mind, you can focus on what you are supposed to. So we know what is the goal of our residency program, but then how do we achieve such a goal? And a lot of work has been done there as well. It is a well-known fact that our residency program is a competency-based program. And what do we mean by competencies? There are small little skills, small little things which we need to learn over a period of residency. And if you end up learning each of the competency, you would end up being a well-trained postgraduate, whether it is in ophthalmology or elsewhere. So you'll be surprised to know that a lot of work has been done to actually make large number of competencies out of the ophthalmology curriculum. So in our residency program, which we have, the documents actually outlines all competencies. All you need to do is make sure that you end up initiating the learning process in each one of them and learn it over a period of time. This applies both for the facilitator as well as for the learner. The facilitators need to see whether the competencies mentioned in here are being picked up by the learners, and learners need to put in efforts to get those competencies. So there can be a direct communication between the learners and the facilitators, and both of them can actually monitor the progress. And if you can find any deficiencies in the process, you can put in timely intervention to enhance the learning process. So competency, knowing about the competency is equally important because it becomes a self-directed learning in the long run. And because it is a self-directed learning, it becomes even more important for the learners to know what exactly they're supposed to do. So I would actually, I'll share the link for these documents. I would really urge all our residents and even the teachers to please go through through that draft so that you will know about the competencies which we are talking about. And in addition to all the competencies which a person is supposed to learn, it also gives a broad outline of the syllabus and the teaching learning methods, and also how we are going to assess these competencies in these students. So we have a very well made residency program, provided we get aware about what we are supposed to do, both the facilitators and the learners, if they're aware of, they can reach the desired outcomes. So that is what we expect of the program. But expecting is not enough. We have, if you're given something, you want a whole of it. There will be hurdles, no doubt about it. We are living in a diverse population. There will be problem in actually implementing the program as it is. There will be some challenges, some of them unexpected. We complain of infrastructure, the faculty motivation, patients, opportunities, and so many things. We always find that, greener pastures elsewhere. But believe me, barring a few institutes of national importance, more or less the institutes are of similar types. So you can't just continue whining for things which are not there. If you're aware of what you are supposed to learn, what you need to grab out of the residency program, you can make a change for yourself. You can find a way. Where there's a will, you can make a way, and you can actually overcome all these hurdles. Many times we don't even realize how these hurdles are because we don't know what we are actually looking out for. We just believe that, okay, they come in, like we say, residency just happened to us. So you have to overcome these unexpected things that will happen, but that should not deter you from getting the best out of the residency. So what I would like to say is how your residency program will actually depend upon the choices you make during your residency. And what kind of choices you ultimately make depends upon the level of your understanding and awareness of the program is about. So I hope that by sensitizing you to a document like this, which is existing online, that our programs had certain objectives, certain ways to achieve it. If you have that awareness, I'm sure you will make a right choices to get it through. You have to understand that it is always going to be a self-directed learning process. So more input you put in, the better output it is going to be. Don't expect just help to come from anywhere, even because if you don't go for it, you won't get it. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'll just close it in a moment, but just 2 minutes. So last thing which I want to say is that in this era of globalization, communication, and socialization, you can actually resort to online teachings, to USC platforms, to AOS platform, to YouTube's, where you can actually learn the competencies which you find are deficient. You need to collaborate to take the best out of other institutes. And remember that all it takes is a little bit of exploration and discovery, by which you can upgrade the experience of your residency program and make it a happy residency. So best wishes and thank you. This was just to sensitize you with what you can expect. These are the links to the documents, and if there are any further queries, I would be happy to answer them at the end. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Rajat, for that lovely presentation. And in fact, I would say looking at residency programs in a very different way. I think this is something that you probably have realized